Hi, I'm Tim McMahon. Welcome to the SOA. Wouldn't it be great if you could know in advance if you could win every sales opportunity? Well, we both know that's probably not realistic, but there is a way to get a really strong assessment of where you stand in any deal. And more importantly, figure out where to best apply your sales efforts to get the best results. SOA is about the process of classifying each individual in the buying process as a supporter, that is to say they're definitely in your camp, as open, meaning they have no strong vendor preference, or as against, meaning they don't support our proposal or they have a strong preference for another vendor. So let's take a look at a pretty typical sales opportunity. Now, in this particular one, we've identified three different individuals in the buying process. One is the CFO. The second is probably the decision maker. Let's say they're the technical buyer or the technical manager. And the third is an engineer that we've been working with. Now, let's look and do a classification of each one of them. As you can see, the engineer is our supporter, so we're in pretty good shape there. The technical buyer or technical manager, well, this person is open at this point. So that's probably all right, but it would be nice if we could move them to a support status. And finally, the CFO, as we see, is against us. Now, because of this person's position and influence in the buying process, we have to be concerned because they could certainly have a veto over any decision that the others in the buying process may make. So, what's our selling strategy at this point? Well, if we look back again, we can see that in terms of the supporter, we really don't need to do a great deal. Just make sure they stay in our camp. As far as the technical manager, well, we should come up with a sales strategy to move them from open to supporter if we possibly can, because that's going to strengthen our case. But the most important strategy for us is to look at the CFO and ask ourselves, can we move this person from against status to open status at least? Just as a note, typically you can move someone one step. So we may not be able to move this person from against to supporter, but moving them against to open, if we have good support elsewhere, is probably more than enough to increase our chances significantly of winning this opportunity. So what's the next step? Now it's the plan. So we want to develop a plan for each one of these for the moves we want to make. That is to say, a plan to move the against to open status, our CFO, and to move our technical manager from open to support. So let's go back and look at the steps of SOA. Remember, they're pretty straightforward. List the individuals in the buying process first, and we want to do this if we can by levels of influence. Secondly, do an SOA analysis of each one, classifying them correctly on how much support we really have. And finally, develop a sales plan to move everyone to at least open or, if at all possible, to support level. Once you've done this, you can really make a bit of a go, no-go decision on a sales opportunity based on your ability to get the key players to at least support our open status. This is a powerful technique. It only takes a couple of minutes, but you may find it's one of the best things you can do to increase your probability of sales success. I'm Tim McMahon. Thanks for joining us for the SOA.